So you're new to Solana NFTs, and you have to learn quick how to make those 10x, 20x gains, make that Bezos bucks and that Musk money. Well, today we're going over the ultimate Solana NFT guide, flipping, investing, collecting, everything you need to know. And we're joined by the greatest Solana trader of all time. Literally, Solana legend is joining us. And if you guys like and comment on this video and you subscribe to this channel, I literally have one whitelist spot for Great Goats. Just one. One person who comments and likes below is gonna win a Great Goats whitelist spot. Well, let's get in that video today, boys. So I'm with Solana Legend, who is the legend of Solana, which is the chain that's completely blowing up this week. We've seen the OK Bears, we've seen some other projects do crazy parabolic numbers. Now we want to kind of do a 101. Let's take a step back. Let's do a breakdown with Solana Legend, who kind of at the forefront of Solana. I mean, why do you love Solana so much? And why do you think it's better than ETH? I mean, your Twitter handle isn't ETH Legend, it's Solana Legend. So why do you like Solana better?
First of all, thanks for having me on, man. I think my handle is Solana Legend, but sometimes it's solanalegend.eth. So I'm going for that, cross-chain aspect. But I think that, the coolest thing about Solana for me going into this as someone who came from TradFi and, held some Bitcoin, held some Ethereum just passively as an investor. And then, when I discovered Solana and the, innovations on just architecture, the proof of history structure, and like basically the way this chain could do it all on the first shard without needing, sharding or a layer 2 solution to do up to 1 million TPS and keep the fees super low. I was like, okay, this blockchain is the one to onboard the next 250 million users. And I was utterly convinced of it in August. I'm more convinced of it now than ever. I think for me, it's just the scalability is like the number one thing.
So there's tons of ETH OGs, people on ETH watching this channel who are resistant to coming over to Solana. For these people who are seeing all the hype this week, if you're just getting into Solana right now, what would you say is the game plan? What would be the best plan of action to getting your foot in the door with Solana?
Yeah, I think the first thing is come with an open mind, right? Like ETH innovated on a lot of really important fronts. I think most notably like smart contracts. So relative to Bitcoin, ETH was the Solana of the cycle at one point, right? It was trading at $80 to $100 and people were taking a chance on ETH, taking a chance on the new technology. So the first thing I'd say is that I do believe Solana is the ETH of this cycle. So come with an open mind and bring those same vibes that you brought when you looked at ETH for the first time, right? And I think just getting started on a ground level kind of start, I would just say load up a Phantom wallet, do some research, look at the top projects, look at what building blocks they have, what they're doing differently from ETH, what they're doing the same, and just find a community that you vibe with, that your friends are in, maybe your friends aren't in it. Just find your tribe and find a place that's fun for you and that you enjoy spending time. And if you find, that place fun and it's interactive and it's always engaging, then, most likely other people will as well. And I think we're going to see such a tidal wave of liquidity that, I think all boats will rise with this tide. So, it's less about splitting hairs. Like you can min-max it and try to really make the trade of the century and try to get the top underrated attribute of the most underrated collection. But reality is we're going to see a lot of new eyeballs on Sol, and, looking at the top 50 projects and finding one that you vibe with is just probably the most important.
So everyone saw OK Bears. I mean, they're currently at 200 Solana floor price, give or take. For the people who are trying to find the next, OK Bears, in the same way everyone on ETH was trying to find the next Bored Ape last summer. I mean, what are the things we should be looking at? I mean, there's tons of upcoming hype projects, Jicon Studios, Great Goats, Trippin' Ape. I mean, what are the not specifically the projects, but what are the attributes you look at when trying to find the next big Solana projects?
Yeah, I like projects that are simple, right? That are an easy sell. Like if someone had to explain why OK Bears is a good project, it's such an easy sell. You're like Bored Ape style art, Azuki roadmap and website, and it hasn't been done on Solana before, right? Easiest sell of my life. Whereas if I had to jump in there and say, okay, here's why you should buy shadowy supercoders. It's infrastructure as a service. They have a 35-page tokenomics white paper. Like, bro, no one cares. You know what I mean? Like, it's still a great project, and no disrespect to shadowy supercoders, but we're in an era right now where it's the attention economy. You have to capture the attention of audiences and you have to retain it. And right now, I think projects like DGods, OK Bears have done that the best. So you're looking essentially for a centralized team that's not, faffing about with the DAOs and decentralization, because I think we're still a few years away from that being implemented in any meaningful way. And you're looking at a team that's got their head screwed on straight. They're, they know who they are, and they're just actively driving towards something that's actionable and that it's simple, right? High quality art is paramount. You have no excuse for not having high quality art these days. But, more important than that is what kind of movement are they forming around it? Do they have like a tagline? Are people catching on to that? Some of them are just super corny, but like, are they actually getting adopted? Like, is this a thing where people are like really excited and repping this, even if they don't own one? Because if that's the case, that's already signs of like a super healthy organic movement that's forming.
It's obviously been a big tidal wave. I mean, you talked about liquidity coming in soon, but we've already kind of seen it in the last couple of weeks with these projects like OK Bears. Everyone's saying, Wagbo, which is the big, catchphrase of the community, something you were just talking about. Could you share with us maybe some of your big wins of the past month? It seems like everything in Solana is kind of blowing up. So what have been the plays that have kind of made you some extra walking around money this month?
Yeah, for sure. I think the one that's been on the down low is DGen CoinFlip. It's just printing. Network stability is improving, and it's paying like, call it like 0.3 SOL per coin per day. I have 5 of them, and like super consistent, like just paying hundreds of SOL per year without me doing anything. Second one is Soul Gods. Obviously, I copped like 100 of them at 1 SOL in August, or sorry, not in August, in December. They minted in October, and those have gone up a ton. I got like a ton of airdrops for like the whitelist. I mean, and like just seeing the price and the run up, those have done like 40-50x. And then I guess the biggest one is Boryoku Dragons. Like they're doing this Blood Moon event, which is an ETH collection. Actually, they're going cross chain from Sol to ETH, and I got like literally $150,000 airdrop from those guys.
So I have a couple of tweets from your Twitter account, Solana Legend. I mean, I don't tell you guys to follow this account because like I'm trying to get him more followers. I'm just telling you like you need to follow his account if you want to stay up to date with the best Solana coverage. But you kind of went on a rant here, and I want to just give you the floor addressing some of these tweets. Address the ETH OGs, man. See, this is a Kanye type rant for you,
bro. I mean, Kanye type rant. Like no disrespect, but Solana had the best music video of all time. Right? No, I'm kidding. But no, like basically what it comes down to is pretty simple, right? Solana at this point is in a much earlier stage of its life cycle than Ethereum, right? I would compare, this time frame for Solana to 2017, 2018 era, probably 2018 bear market type vibes, right? I know a lot of people that made just millions and millions of dollars, dollar cost averaging ETH, at 80, 90, 100, $150, right? So I think this is a generational opportunity to hop on the wave for Solana. And one of the best ways to do that, obviously, is to get a big bag of Solana. But if you don't have like massive amounts of capital, NFTs can be a big time like wealth accelerator. So what do I mean by that? You participate in a hot min or catch on to the next OK Bears early on, and you can accumulate like a pretty sizable soul bag with like a very like minimal investment, right? And this is the power of NFTs. So to anyone that's an ETH maxi or not even a maxi, like someone who's just interested in Solana, I just say take a chance on this, because I think the percentage gains that we're about to see in Solana and Solana NFTs particularly are going to blow people away.
So, shill your bags real quick. Where can people find Solana Legend outside of just your Twitter account?
Honestly, the main place where I move is on Twitter. I'm doing Twitter spaces, writing threads, writing tweets at all times of day. Like I literally tweet like 50 times a day. But outside of that, me and Ice Knife, who's one of the biggest Solana guys as well, a really good friend of mine, we go crazy on Twitter spaces live, but also we have a podcast now called The Good Price Show. And we basically, hop on the mic with like top DGens, top builders, some VC people, but especially like more of a ground level approach. We found that a lot of podcasts are basically like, for VCs to go and shill their latest fund, which is maybe not relevant to like the ground level of DGens. So we're trying to be very self-aware and very like ground level and just talk about NFT trading strategies and, different investment like tips and stuff that have helped us. We've had Function on there. We've had a few other guests, and that's a Good Price Show on YouTube. Check it out. That's pretty much it for me.
Yeah, those are some Solana heavy hitters. That's basically the Avengers of Solana coming together to give you guys free content on YouTube. Good Price Show should have like at least 1,000 subscribers. I'm actually subscribing right now. So shout out to my guy Solana Legend. follow him on Twitter, subscribe to Good Price Show for tons of Solana content. Honestly, God, there's hours of great stuff out here. People need to be listening to that. So thanks again to you, bro, and we'll talk soon.
Of course, man. Thanks for having me on, and also congrats on making the move to Solana when you did. I think December is super, super early in the grand scheme of things, and to anyone listening, come to Solana. The water's warm.
And that's the video for today, gang. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Love you guys so much. But please make sure to like and comment and subscribe. Not because I need the numbers. Okay, maybe I need the algorithm, but you guys should want a great GOATS whitelist spot. And you guys should want to get into Solana because it's degen, it's fun, you can even make some money, and then you get to come, and then you get to get together, yeah. And then you'll be able to say to all your friends, gang, gang.